All right, let's talk about Joker and how good it looks because I think this movie looks amazing. And apparently, 23 early reviews for the movie agree with me as it's coming in at 86%. Now, this could change. This could 100% change and become negative. However, I don't think that's going to be the case because a lot of the people that are working on this movie are people I would never expect to be in a comic book movie. I never would have thought Jacqueline Phoenix would have been in a comic book movie. I mean, the fact that he took this role says to me, like, I believe in this. Same thing with that Mark Maron guy who called Marvel, like he called comic book fans man babies. Kind of a hypocritical statement the way he talked about it because he's like, I got no interest in comic book movies, but here I am doing a comic book movie. It's like, okay, well, what's your deal, man? But of course, people are proving him right by going and being man babies in his comments. It's like, just let the guy have his opinion. It's not like he was being overly nasty. I don't know. He was being kind of rude, but at the end of the day, if you go and complain all over and up and down his Twitter about it, you're just proving him right in some ways. I would say just ignore it. I didn't even cover it. I was like, I don't care what this guy had to say. But, a lot of people that you normally wouldn't expect to be in a movie like this are in it. And Jacqueline Phoenix isn't like in the down and outs of his career. He obviously, he takes movies a lot of the time because he thinks they're going to be good. It must be nice to be at that point in your career, It's like, well, I'm just going to do something that I want to do. So, a batch of early reviews from the Venice Film Festival has hit Rotten Tomatoes, and for Jacqueline Phoenix's Joker movie, will put a happy face on fans of DC. What puts a happy face on me is more standalone comic book movies, please. I think for the genre to continue, we need movies like Joker. Marvel, all these interconnected movies they're doing, at some point, this is why I like the idea of the What If show, even though I'm sure it's going to be, I'm sure that, because I already hear they're doing Captain Carter. Ugh. So it's like, Marvel's going, full woke with Phase 4. But DC's just doing movies like this. I think for, comic book movies, just like Westerns and the sci-fi trend, like they're going to burn out eventually. They've actually gone on a lot longer than I would have anticipated the genre to go. Because at some point, people just get burned out. It's happened time and time again, and it's going to happen to comic book movies eventually. For them to keep going, you need movies like this. And I want comic book movies to keep going. I like them a lot. They're fun. They're good times. But they get stale. My problem with Spider-Man Far From Home is that it came after Captain Marvel. Doesn't really count, but I'm going to include it because you had Captain Marvel, then you had Avengers Endgame, and then you had Spider-Man. 3 movies within a 6-month time frame. Right? It's about 6 months, 7 months. That's a lot of Marvel movies at once. So I walked out of Endgame kind of disappointed, or not Endgame, the Spider-Man Far From Home movie. I walked out of it a little disappointed because it's like, how do you come out of Endgame and go right into Spider-Man? You're going to come out kind of let down. In my opinion, I came out let down because it's like coming off of that Endgame high and going into Spider-Man. It's like, well, where do you really go from here? It was too much too soon. And that's the problem. And that's a problem that's going to hurt this movie. This movie has to not feel like a comic book movie. This is going to be like a serious movie, and it's one of the reasons I'm looking forward to it so much. And it looks like it's paying off. 23 reviews accounted for. To date, Joker has a current Rotten Tomatoes score of 86%. Though not a part of the DCU, Joker is considered standalone with 86% marks. Another win for DC, which shows Shazam at 91%, Wonder Woman at 93%, and Aquaman at 65%. Aquaman is for sure, in my opinion, the weakest of those three movies, but it was still enjoyable nonetheless. Wonder Woman did really good. Probably should have included the Justice League score in here, Cosmic Book News, to make this a little bit more balanced, but I'll give them a pass. Those are three really good movies. Justice League was a flop. I think they've learned from it, and I really think, from what I understand, the DCU is going to just make most of its movies standalone. I think they're trying to figure out what they want to do with the whole extended universe thing. But I'm hoping they do more standalone movies. They need to not copy Marvel, which I think they've gotten. I think the idea of just doing your own standalone movie, maybe loosely connect them, is a better idea. Because you can't copy Marvel. And once DC figured out, hey, we can't copy Marvel, it seems like the quality of the movies got a lot better. At least that's in my opinion. I don't know. But anyway, I'm really looking forward to this movie. I'm very excited about it. Let me know what you think about it. Are you excited about it? Give me a comment. Tell me about it. I want to hear it. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys on the next one.